Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. We're going to do day 13, continuation of Sarah Von Brannick's Simple Abundance 365 Days to a Balanced and Joyful Life. January 13th, Gratitude, Awakening the Heart. Has this ever happened to you? You're reading a book and suddenly a sentence leaps off the page as if it had been written just for you. Or you hear a revelation in the lyrics of a song. Sometimes a stranger casually makes a comment in a checkout line, and it seems as if an angel has whispered in your ear. We call these moments synchronicity, which was explained by the Swiss physicist Carl Gustav Jung as surprising coincidences that have deep personal meaning or connection with us. One ordinary morning, I woke up feeling drained and discouraged. Money was tight too. I'd lost two lucrative consulting jobs, and the freelance market was shrinking fast because businesses were downshifting left and right. I was sick and tired of concentrating on what was missing in my life and all the things I wanted but couldn't afford. Goodness knows, the last thing I wanted to do was write about it. Worrying about money had squandered my most precious natural resources: time, creative energy, and emotion. I had no reserves left. What I hungered for was an inner peace that was impervious to the world's unpredictability. I asked Spirit for help and committed to following wheresoever she would lead me. For the first time in my life, I discarded my carefully plotted 5-year goals and became a seeker, a pilgrim, a sojourner. After I sent my daughter off to school, I heard a voice I knew was not my own, which instructed me to sit down at the dining room table and write down every blessing in your life and give thanks for each one of them, and none of them can be about money. Well, until that moment, the only inner voice I'd ever heard in my head and my heart had been my own. So I did what I was told. 6 hours and several pots of tea later, to my great astonishment, I had more than 150 overlooked blessings on my list. And then my first everyday epiphany occurred. I realized I didn't need a single thing except the awareness of how blessed I was. This was the first time gratitude beckoned and invited me to use her transformative power, not to revamp my life, but to rejoice in it. The 13th century German mystic Meister Eckhart believed, if the only prayer you ever say in your life is thank you, it will be enough. I discovered how right he was and got so excited that I started writing down 5 new things to be thankful for every day. And what was included in the inventory of my life's assets? My health, a wonderful husband, a beautiful and happy daughter, their health, our small home, small but comfortable, and 3 precious pets who daily lavish me with love, faithful companionship, and great joy. There was always plenty of good food on the table and wine in the pantry. We were also blessed with many wonderful friends who cared deeply about us and who share in our lives. Once I started, my list grew. I loved my work. It was being sent out into the world and had been well received. Many women had let me know that my first book on Victorian family celebrations had enriched their lives. I truly believe that what you give to the world will be returned to you. Maybe not all at once or in the way you expect it, but if you give your very best, the very best will come back to you. Now was the moment to live my beliefs. When I looked at my life's ledger, I realized I was a very rich woman. What I was experiencing was merely a temporary cash flow problem. Finally, I came to an inner awareness that my personal net worth couldn't possibly be determined by the size of my checking account balance. Neither can yours. It doesn't matter how awareness arrives. What matters is that it comes. My heart began to overflow with gratefulness. I started giving thanks for everything. Daisies in a jelly jar on my kitchen windowsill, the sweet fragrance of my daughter's hair, the first sip of tea in the morning, the pork roast with apples and golden potatoes for Sunday supper, the woman at our farmer's market who made the best sour cherry pie ever. Hearing the words, "I love you," before I went to sleep each day began to offer me authentic moments of pleasure and contentment. But hadn't they before? The difference was that I was now noticing and appreciating each day's gifts. The power of gratefulness caught me by surprise. All I ask you to do today is to open the eyes of your eyes and give your life another glance. Are your basic needs met? Do you have a home, food on the table, clothes to wear? Do you have dreams? Do you have your health? Can you walk, talk, see the beauty that surrounds you? Listen to music that stirs your soul or makes your feet want to boogie? Do you have family and friends whom you love and who you love or who love you? Then pause for a moment and give thanks. Let your heart awaken to the transforming power of gratefulness. No trumpets sound when the important decisions of our life are made. Agnes DeMille reminds us, destiny is made known silently. Great reminder for what we need to spend time focusing on. Yesterday I spent a little bit of time talking about my word for the year is gratitude, and that I have a daily gratitude practice that I'm working on. So I actually have two. Let me grab the other one here. Gratitude journals. So I've got 1 minute gratitude journal that you can just open up and write in, today I'm grateful for, and you can list your things that you're grateful for. And then I also have this other gratitude journal, gratitude a day and night reflection journal. And in there, you have a morning meditation and then an evening reflection. And you can write your focus for today, affirmation for today, what you're grateful for, what you're excited about in the morning, and how you'll make space for gratitude. And then in the evening, it says good things that happened today, things I did to make a positive difference today. And then there's how I felt today, and then a positive thought to carry me to sleep. And I'm going to try really hard to, spend time being grateful for things, because like I said, previously, there are so many things in our lives that we take for granted. And we always have a tendency to focus on the negative and to focus on the lack and never think about all of the positive things that we have in our life. All the things we have to be grateful for, one thing of which I have is coffee. I love coffee. It is like one of my most favorite things. I have special coffee that I drink in the morning, a different one that I drink in the afternoon. I have dessert coffee. I have my weekend coffee. We will be receiving soon the blessing of a cappuccino maker. So we can make our own Starbucks at home. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. Saved up for a little while for that, and we'll see how that works. But we enjoy coffee. It's something that we really like and appreciate. So I make sure that I buy good quality coffee. And I'm grateful to have the ability to purchase good quality coffee that is shade grown and fair trade certified and rainforest certified, where before, years ago, the only things that you could buy on the shelf were like Folgers and Maxwell House and 8 o'clock coffee and, general ground coffee that I guess you could buy a whole bean back in the day. but not like there are now. There's so many different coffee roasters and so many different varieties. And I mean, it's just crazy when you start thinking about all just coffee alone, or even tea. Like I love tea too. So I have a whole cupboard in my kitchen dedicated to, I'm not even joking, like 3 shelves dedicated strictly to tea. Because I love tea and I go places and I sample teas, and I have temperature gauges to steep tea at a specific temperature, because certain teas need hotter water, certain teas need to steep longer. Some, it's crazy when you think about it, but it's also something really cool to be grateful for, that there's all this technology that allows us to be able to do all of this. So anyway, just my thoughts for today. I really think that these daily readings are a really good reminder of things that we should think about on a daily basis. So until tomorrow, I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day.